If you had asked me as a little girl what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would have said a teacher. And I thought I wanted to be an English teacher for a long time, but I had a biology teacher in high school that really got my attention and got my interest. If I had to characterize my own teaching philosophy and what I do in the classroom, I would say that I focus on engaging students, trying to get them to just interact with whatever information we're dealing with. To make science fun for the students and to give them fun ways to interact with it, like for example, cellular respiration is a really intimidating topic. So after we talk about it in class, they come to lab. And instead of a normal lab experiment that we do something else that week. Because I've done lab experiments on cellular respiration with students, but they don't get what's happening in the cells when we do a big experiment. So in my lab, they model cellular respiration, and they model it using things like pieces of paper and Legos and googly eyes. And they actually act out every single step. So when they say this gets made during this step of cellular respiration, they're actually showing me a piece of paper, or they're putting Legos together or something like that, so that it really has an impact on their memory. And for a lot of students, that's a light bulb moment kind of lab, where they're like, oh, this is what you meant during lecture. I get it now, yeah. I mean, in general, just with advising, of course, you engage students, and I'm doing that for the first time this year. So for the first time, I'm advising freshmen, which is a new experience. That's a lot of fun. The challenge of advising is that you never know what the student is going to walk in the room with, so you have to have a lot of different tools in your belt so you can take them in whatever direction they need to go and get them the information they need. And that's kind of the fun of it too, because a lot of times the students are still learning what they want to do. I mean, some students come in their first semester and I'm going to be a doctor. But then you have the students who change their mind along the way, or they aren't even really sure what options are out there. Like, they know they want to help people, but you can help people in a lot of different ways. You can be a teacher, you can be a nurse, you can be a physical therapist. Even just in the health setting, there are a lot of different ways that they can help people. So just opening their eyes to all the different options can be a lot of fun, because they'd only ever heard of being a doctor or a nurse at a hospital. You know, just watching them realize the potential that they have, watching them make those decisions and grow along the way. I mean, that's the best part about being a teacher. It's also the saddest part, because they grow and they become these amazing people and then they leave. All of the faculty here, we work at CMU because we want to work at a teaching-focused school with students in smaller classroom sizes for the most part, where we can really interact with them. And we want to work at a school where we can interact with other faculty members. So we don't just hide away in our office and only talk to our students and a couple other members of our department. We are talking with everyone all the time. And that was something I loved being able to do. For my very first year here, I got to get involved in different task forces, so I got to meet some different faculty, and eating lunch and just talking about teaching over lunch with different faculty in different departments and different buildings that I never would have gotten to interact with otherwise. You just can't get that at a lot of other schools. But we feel like a family here. And I know that's kind of like a cheesy tagline to say, but it really does feel like a family here. You feel like you care about your colleagues, you feel like you care about your staff, about the students, and you know that they would do anything for you too. And that's one of the reasons why I love CMU so much, because I know that if I'm looking for a new idea, that I want to try something different, I have so many different people on campus that I can go to. Or if my lab isn't working quite right, I can get help from a lot of different people. Or I want to try a new writing assignment, I can go to an English professor and get help from them. So it's not even just within my biology department. I can get help all over campus, and everyone is just as interested and invested in teaching as I am.